So I'm starting to get this front end back together. I don't think I recorded any of this. Just kind of got into a mood and just went at it. But as of right now, that whole piece gone. No longer going to use that. For the most part, this is all going to get redone. I'm not liking the way it is. I also have to put a piece across here, across the top here for the hood latch. I'm going to put a couple crossbars off of this for the hood latch as well to hold that down. I'm going to be taking this bar and actually going to be sticking it right up underneath here. There's a little spot slide back there, so I'm going to slide it back on both sides, and then it'll be welded into this piece. You won't be able to see most of it. It'll kind of look a lot cleaner, because as you can tell, it doesn't look the greatest. The intercooler is definitely got to be sitting back a little bit further, kind of right there. I flipped it over only because I didn't want my pipes down here to have to go up through and then come up through here and then to the intake. So it's kind of making it a little easier to route, because I know this one's gonna have to come up here and squeeze through this little spot here and then come around. So it actually might just come over the motor mount. I don't know yet. Just kind of make it easier. We'll see how it goes. But for the most part, the front end, you know, tacked together just to see how it looks, see how I feel about it. I'm definitely going to be redoing it. I'm just not comfortable with it. But for the most part, everything's together. The actual bumper actually fits on, so it's not that big of a deal. You know, everything fits back there, so it should be fairly easy to remove and put back together. I gotta make brackets. I'm gonna make 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 brackets, 5, 6 brackets for the bumper, just to sit off of this here, make it a little easier to mount and unmount, because I know it's a pain in the butt to get this thing on and off. At least if I can do that, I'll be able to get it off quick. You know, 6 bolts, unbolt it, pull that off, and it'll be 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there. Pull the whole front end off, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm working on getting the exhaust manifold. It's taking me a little longer than I thought, but we're working on it. We went ahead and redid all the headlight pieces here. So all I gotta do is get some tabs, so I can literally weld them on here, weld it here. Top of the headlight will stay. I actually gotta finish welding up all this. I ran out of wire, so it's gonna have to wait. But for the most part, everything's pretty much even. You know, I'm gonna chop up some things to make them look a little better, but for the most part, it's a whole lot better now. You can tell, I went underneath here. I welded this to this. This will be welded completely, looking a whole lot better than that. But so this will be done here. We're gonna get some riv nuts, so this will be held on nice and secure. We got the headlight housing here. This will be nice and tight. I do have to fix the alignment of it, but for the most part, it's there where it needs to be. Same thing with this over here. This is here, mounted. Not bad. For me being no professional fabricator, I think I'm doing fairly well with this. But it's my car. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm try to make the front end as light as possible, so I don't have to deal with too much taking off if I have a problem at the track or something. So, but the intercooler is gonna get flipped over. This bad boy is gonna get mounted somewhat like that. It is gonna be further back. It's going just a little bit, but that is the rough idea. See See if we can get some V-bands for this, so we can 90-degree them back. And it'll come up right through here. Go to the throttle body. We're gonna have here. The same thing with this. I'm gonna bring this one 90-degree here. Bring it up, probably over the motor mount, and then back over into the turbo. So for the most part, I think this is pretty good. We do have to do the hood latch still. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna do that. I do want to have it coming off of this somehow, some way. I do need to make sure it's supported fairly well, because obviously it's going to be holding the hood, so I want to make sure it's going to stay down. So I do not know if the hood is going to close, so we'll check that real quick. Not bad. Not bad. It does seem like this headlight's a little off somehow. I don't understand that. This headlight will be out here, just like that. Fits nice. I said to this side, there's something up with it. Something up the bottom here. Doesn't make any sense. We'll figure that out as it goes. It is going to be further back. For the most part, just a little bit. Just about everything's in there. But ready to go. That is the front end hood idea. Once the hood latch is done, see if we can get some V-bands for this. Should be good to go. How's it going, everyone? I decided to get out to the garage for a little while, try to do some type of wrenching. I was having problems with my bike. I don't know if everybody knows about this. 08 Victory Vegas 8-ball edition. I was having problems, cold start. Ended up not tearing anything apart until I got cold so I could actually ride it. But the O-rings for the fuel pressure regulator in the fuel tank were bad. So I actually had to pull the whole fuel tank off, pull the fuel pump out of it, and replace the fuel pressure regulator that was just the gaskets for the fuel pressure regulator. They weren't even sealing anymore, so cold start wouldn't even start. So that kind of explained a whole lot, but we will actually get into this thing one day when I start modifying it. If you guys want to see some content on it, I'll be doing some maintenance to it here soon. I do shock seals, front fork seals, oil change, spark plugs, a couple other things to it. Nothing crazy. I'm going to change up the handlebars. I don't really like the way these look. The bushings on them are pretty bad, but overall, good cruising bike. I enjoy it. If you guys do want to see some content on this, let me know. Maybe we can get a project going for this thing, because I have a couple ideas that I want to do for it. So just let me know in the comments. But today we are going to get going on the lovely K20 Swapped Cabrio. This thing is driving me nuts. I want to drive it, I want to move it. I'm pretty close to being able to drive this thing out the garage for like the first time. I've got to do the wiring on it. As of right now, we're just going to get going on the front end. I got to get these pieces here made. I'm going to do a little L bracket here, get the piece for the front. Got myself a 4-foot section of bar. We're going to bend this up and see if we can make it work. You know, because it has to be down here in the front for the hood latch. Just the way the hood latch comes down. Like that. So we're gonna get that going. Seeing what we can do here. If I gotta fabricate, I gotta fabricate. It's planned. Whatever. I'm gonna enjoy this. It's fun. having a good time trying to make this thing work, make everything look as good as possible. Here soon, I'm gonna be getting my TIG welder here. I picked up an Eastwood TIG 200, I want to say almost 2 years ago. I have yet to touch this thing. So I found a supply shop for welding supply shop around here. We're gonna go down there, do a little shopping spree to get some parts for this thing, and hopefully start learning how to TIG weld. So I will have that probably posted up here probably sometime in 2023. But for right now, we're gonna get going, trying to get this front end finished up so that I can attempt to get a hood latch on this thing. I don't really want to do hood pins. I'm not a big fan of them. So we're gonna get going and hopefully have this front end done today. There it is, everybody. Front end holds the headlights. It's gonna hold the intercooler, and I believe that's it. The bumper is gonna be bolted on. We managed to get the whole front end done. Everything's buckling down. Just gotta grind over some of these welds a little bit. Nothing crazy. The hood latch has to get put on, but it's gonna be a little awkward. It's gonna have to sit up like this because the hood doesn't line up with it. I'm gonna have to bring it out a little bit. I'm gonna have to finagle that, but I will get it. But overall, this is all done. Mock up a headlight right here. Fits nearly perfect. Sit kind of like that. I'm gonna get a rivet nut for that one right there. Just gotta get a tab to make over for this one. And a tab for this one. Same thing with this side. mount that up. Fill it in. There we go. Just like that. There we go. Rivet nut right there. Get a tab here. Hood latch will go on. Bumper goes on nice. Show you that. Bam! It's nice. Check it out. It's all nice. Just gotta get a tab for this here. Go here, not a big deal. I'll make a couple of those. Same thing with over here. And I'm gonna get one for down here. I'm gonna mount to this, only because it is kind of hard to have the whole bumper sit up. But yeah. This bad boy on here. That. Check it out. It's a whole lot better now. Got a little more room to move. Radiator will still be in here, no problem. Actually, mount. It's gonna for the radiator is gonna go like right here. I'll push the radiator forward a little bit. Still have room for the intercooler. The intake will fit perfectly fine, and it gets rid of all this. Sorry for the slow progress. It's hard trying to work, get this done. Snow's here. As much done on this thing as possible within the time frame that I do have. I would like it to make it to a couple shows. I don't know if they're gonna, it's gonna drive. Some of these parts are kind of expensive, and right now I don't have the funds to throw into it, so I'm kind of just doing what I can with what I got. But overall, doesn't look too bad. So far, front end's almost completely done. It's like 95% done. And once that's completely done, I can start working on other things. The brake lines, get the brake lines completely done. I know that's gonna be a pain in the butt. And once the brake lines are done, and should be able to wire it up, do the holes in the firewall, get those done. Once the holes in the firewall are done, I'll be all squared away. I should be able to fire this thing up and move it at least. I don't know if it'll have an exhaust, but it'll be able to move. So hopefully, when it starts getting a little warmer, I can pull this thing outside and, at least be excited that it's running. So that's all I got for right now. And I'll keep you guys updated and keep the content flowing. Thanks for watching.